Hello there, friends! It's been a while since we last saw each other. I purposely didn't release any news for a few days, so that today I could gather everything together and tell you instead of releasing 5-minute videos and bothering you with trivial matters. So, we have a lot of new rumors, replacements and roster changes. Let's get straight to it. First, as always, we start with team changes, and we have a huge number of them today. Firstly, congratulations Grandpa Edward, he's back in the team and the industry. ESC Gaming has signed him just like Markelov. It's still unclear what he'll be doing there. Perhaps, like Markelov, he'll become a streamer, or maybe he will be the captain of a new team. We're waiting for new information. In any case, the old guard is back together. We just need to bring Zeus back, and off we go to CS2. Moving on, unexpected replacements are looming for FaZe Clan. And no, it's not related to bankruptcy in any way, it's much simpler. Innershine, the team's analyst, might be going to Aurora. As you know, they were previously coached by Starix, but for some unclear reasons, they went their separate ways. And now it seems the FaZe analyst might get a promotion or a demotion. What would you choose, to be an analyst in a top-tier team or coach in a much lower-level lineup? Write in the comments, I'm interested in knowing your opinion. In any case, Aurora has a great sponsor, and FaZe doesn't pay their analyst anything close to that, as they offer the coach here. But for now, it's all rumors from Overdrive. By the way, speaking of Overdrive, he has also shared some information about his favorites, Team Spirit. There are a lot of changes happening there. They have already tried many players, and now they have finally made some decisions, but again, not ultimately. According to Over, the new team will have at least 2 players from the academy. Who exactly is unknown, but the insider Harumi has more detailed information. Only Chopper and Magix will remain from the old lineup, and from the academy they will join with young talents Donk and Zontix. As for the sniper position, it's either Wonderful or Art Frost. According to Overdrive, they will finalize their 5 in early June, so let's wait and see. By the way, if one of these 2 doesn't join Spirit in the end, they already have offers from Sprout. This is what Harumi says, so we have some wild shuffling going on here, and this is just the beginning. Overdrive later confirmed this on stream, saying that Sprout might get Art Frost and Alpha, a former player from the Cloud Academy and the Boston Crab team. Ahead of us, we have a whole segment about OG. As we discussed in the previous video, their roster will be built around Degster and Fico. The other players will leave the team, and now the rumors are starting to be confirmed. First, let's talk about Nexa. The guy disappeared and never returned due to personal reasons before the major. Loba provided some inside information that the players themselves decided to kick him out. He asked them to practice more, but they didn't want to, so they decided to quietly get rid of their captain. And finally, we have the first rumors about him. According to a well-known website Deserto, Nexa plans to return to the game and is already considering all possible options. For example, he's not even willing to be the captain anymore and will simply transit to a regular rifler role. He is also open to staying in OG, but it probably depends on the new lineup they assemble. What about Flames? Yes, all the rumors have been confirmed as well. According to the player's agent, Flames' contract with OG has expired, and he is considering new options. The demand for him is just crazy, which is not surprising. For now, he continues to play for OG, but apparently the organization is already looking for a new top-tier rifler to replace him. There are rumors that it might be Cypher or IM. The future of Neofrag is still unknown, and surprisingly Degster's too. In the previous video I mentioned rumors of him moving to Liquid. Initially it sounded like something out of science fiction, but the next piece of news makes us seriously consider these possibilities. According to a trusted source, Bleaks.gg, OG and Falcons are interested in Syrson. And while it's clear why Falcons would be interested, Kenny has retired and they need a new OPER, OG being on the list is a bit shocking. It's unlikely that the team considers him as a regular rifler. Clearly they're interested in Syrson as an OPER, and then the question arises, what about Degster? He is currently not participating with the team at IEM Dallas, Regali is replacing him. And add to that these fairy tale rumors about Liquid. We'll keep an eye on the situation. A plot twist unfolds in OG reminiscent of the best thrillers. Well, and since we started talking about Liquid, they also have their reshuffles. As you know, Yikinder took over as a captain during the major. Not on all maps though, but the fact is that he has already started replacing Nitro. And apparently Liquid liked the new captain so much that Ekinder completely pushed Nitro out of the lineup. As a captain he is not as needed anymore, and as a rifler he falls a bit short, to put it mildly. And now Captain America announced that he is leaving the team again. I have been playing CS since 1.5 and have continued until the end of CSGO. It's been a huge part of my life thus far, and I will forever be grateful for all my experience, teammates and everyone involved. You all truly made it an awesome journey, but I am at a different stage in my life now with a growing family. While I highly enjoy competing and would love to continue playing competitively, the amount of travel has become too much. So I have decided to step down from the Liquid CSGO roster. I don't know what the next chapter of my life will hold, but in the future I plan to begin streaming and see where it takes me. Thanks everyone, I can't wait to see what the future holds. So let's wish Nitro good luck on his new journey. Maybe he will get tired of staying at home and will return to CS2. We'll see. Meanwhile, another popular website, Dust2, has proposed potential players for Team Liquid. Among them there are only two captains, Biguzera and Zywoo. But if Ekinder takes on the captaincy completely, they could consider riflers like Automatic, Flames and Swisher. If I were Liquid, I would go for Degster and Flames, with Ekinder as the captain. It seems like a good option for the team. They could aim for the top spot in CS2 right away. And speaking of the new game, we will talk about it later, but let's finish discussing the topic of roster changes. The next news is about Vitality. Their CEO once again realized how talented Zywoo is and has already started negotiations with him for a contract extension. Zywoo's contract was set to expire in 2024, so it's likely that he will stay with Vitality for a very long time. And the craziest news about roster reshuffles is that Fallen might join Furia. Gamer Arena reports this. According to their information during the summer break, Fallen will leave Imperial and join Furia as their captain. It is unclear whom he will replace, Safe or Art, but in any case Furia needs to do something urgently, otherwise they will become a laughingstock again after a series of failures. Remember, they couldn't win a single round on the attacking side at the major. Perhaps Fallen is the one who can restart this team. Now let's talk about other news. What's happening with CS2, for example? The last major for CSGO has been held, but we haven't heard anything about the new game yet. Everyone expects the transition to happen soon, but it will likely unfold completely differently. First, the community found a reference in the CS2 trailer with the numbers 7 and 15. It's like July 15, and it sounds logical since Valve stated that the game would be released in the summer of 2023. However, Thorin said the following on the Revenge of By the Numbers podcast. As they say behind the scenes, the open beta testing for Counter-Strike will start in September-October. This means we still have a lot of time before transitioning to CS2. In other words, there will be many tournaments in CSGO, including Cologne and a bunch of events from Blast. If the open beta test begins in September, logically the transition will not happen until then at least. And of course, the beta version will be available to anyone interested. That's why the major is planned for the next year. The full release may only happen at the end of this year or at the beginning of the next year. Basically that's it. So at the moment the story of Counter-Strike Global Offensive is still ongoing. As far as I know, there are still plenty of tournaments ahead. In other words, Valve will release the open beta only in the autumn, and the actual game's release date still needs to be determined. By the way, Rain also mentioned something similar. According to him, the game will only be released on October 15th, so we still have almost half a year until CS2. I thought that we would already enjoy tournaments in the new game during the summer, but again, all of this is unofficial. We're waiting for the information from Valve. Unexpected news also came from Monte and B8. It has to do with the Ukrainian law that we discussed earlier. Because of this, LMBT couldn't leave the country for the major and Monte played without the coach. In case you didn't know, the law prohibits Ukrainian athletes from participating in the same competitions as Russian or Belarusian athletes. Due to this, official delegations cannot obtain permission to leave the country. So the Ministry of Youth and Sports of Ukraine published a list of athletes who didn't return from abroad. including SDY, Woro2K and Demq, as well as the B8 players. They had permission to leave until the end of the RMR. As you know, B8 then played in the last chance bracket and Monte even made it to the major playoffs. Because of this, the teams didn't return to the country within the specified time frames the permission allowed, thus violating the law. It is still unclear what punishment they will face, and as far as I understand we need more info and this still needs to be specified. But there are already unpleasant consequences. For example, Ukrainian esports players may be prohibited from traveling abroad for tournaments at all. In general, it's still unknown what will happen next with the team and the players. As LMBT says, such decisions kill the pro players' careers. Only time will reveal what awaits them in the future. They continue to participate in tournaments, but for now everything is happening online. If they have to participate in a major LAN championship, they will have to come up with something, and it's not certain that the players will be allowed to leave the country. That's the unfortunate story. And finally, let's remember the story about Monesy and his alleged scam trader. Here's what Monesy wrote after all the fuss. Do you want to hear some funny things about this Chinese guy with the skins? Those aren't even his skins, he takes them from other traders. Well, in the end I deleted him as he's telling everyone that I tried to steal his Gungnir skin, as if anyone needs it. I gave it back to him, though it was pointless. And with that said, we can consider the story concluded. Friends, those were all the news for today. IM Dallas is already in full swing, and in the next episode we will briefly discuss it and summarize the results. Well, I won't say goodbye for a long time. See you soon.